Is there anything else you'd like to say?
Let's see. Oh, okay. One of the things that I'd like to share is that I was recruited for the Board of Trustees of Sodderly, and I currently serve as a member of the Executive Board. I'm the treasurer of the Sodderly Foundation. I grew up on Sodderly, and I started working there at the age of 7, picking weeds out of the gravel driveway and picking strawberries in the springtime. And then as through the years we cut grass and just did kind of manual labor at Sodderly. And my father, he worked there as manual, as I said earlier. My mother did, and my grandparents, just generations of my family worked there. And I thought it was insightful on the part of the current Board of Trustees of Sodderly to recruit me as a member in an effort to diversify the trustees and then the message that comes out from Sodderly. And I think there's a very powerful message there for the children that are of a learning age now, because they have a learning program at Sodderly now jointly with the Board of Education. Mm-hmm. But just in terms of people trying to identify and connect with their roots, I think there's a resource there for African Americans that should be exploited, because there's many negative images of African Americans in current media, and just almost a perception of lowered expectations that even though you have equal rights, somebody has to protect them for you, somebody has to do things for you. But just what I would like people to understand is that slaves weren't slaves and then suddenly became people when they were emancipated. That they were people the entire time, and they were dealing with an extremely harsh, almost intolerable situation. And they showed the diversity and the strength of themselves. And that's another thing I would like to see people learn, is that even though the slaves were in a system that held them powerless, they weren't just totally victims. They lived in a victimizing system, but they found ways to express their own individuality, their culture, to try to hang on to remnants of whatever African culture they had. It expresses itself in many different ways. And the big positive message I want people to see is that there are many families that began, even in St. Mary's County, as slaves, but in the 21st century they have family members that are very vibrant and positive. And even though the struggle has been difficult, they're success stories. And I think those success stories need to be shared with as much or even more emphasis than the many negative news stories that you see. The news has evolved over the years to be kind of marketed based on sensationalism. So a spectacular crime or something, or something that's threatening, seems to gain more precedence. So I don't think we can rely on the news to present any kind of a positive image of ourselves. I think it's up to us, and it's up to us to pass it on to our children through just an examination of the struggle of black people within this community, from being slaves up through their struggles to support and raise their families in a way that they could also kind of take part in what they call the American dream and be successful. And there's many success stories out there, and I'd like to see more of them be made available to our children.
Thank you so much,